Hi. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
We had some technical issues.
Yeah.
Sorry for, well, we're not too late.
No, we're just 2 minutes late. It's okay.
So I'm Marlyn, and this is Amber.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about pre-made royal icing decorations that you can use on your desserts, not necessarily just cookies, on whatever you're working on. It's just great that you can make in advance. And so Han has got some technical problems, so she's not going to be joining us, I don't think. She might pop in. Who knows? It's
Maybe.
anything possible. So Amber, did you want to quickly, just because I think they were made available recently, your gingerbread house kit?
Yeah, so the gingerbread house kit has started shipping. So if you've already ordered it, it should be on the way, and there's still time to get these kits. The supplies are limited, so you do want to try to get that quickly, because I think they're already about halfway sold out. So this kit comes with one gingerbread base, so all the pieces are pre-baked, and it comes with instructions to make any one of these 4 designs, so you can mix and match, or you can kind of make your own design with all the tools and everything that come in the kit.
So this is Rand's?
Yes.
She did, and this is yours.
Right, yep.
So it's interesting with all the same exact tools that you guys can, like, I mean, not one of them is close to the same.
Yeah, it comes with only 4 colors. So each of us has included instructions on how to use those colors to make each one of these designs.
That's great. You can mix and match. If you like a roof on one and a door on the other, you can make it your own way. So let's just mention on Friday, that's my daughter's name, Jessica, is going to be live streaming, like, kind of the prep, how to get ready to decorate your house. And then you'll be on the 1st, actually recreating your design, right?
Yes.
And
so if you get your kit, you can do that along with us.
So that's fun. Do you think you're going to run longer than the hour? Probably.
I mean, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not going to be able to do, like, building.
Yeah.
All that, because that's like really a 3-day process, and I only have 1 kit. So I don't think so.
And then Han's going to do her version on the 4th. So, and live streams are always saved and recorded. So if you miss one, or if, let's say, Amber's working a little too fast or Han's working a little too fast for you, well, you can rewatch it and pause, because obviously she's very comfortable with her scroll thing she does. She'll be like maybe saying, okay, slow down. Yeah. So that's the great thing about the live, you can pause. So let's see. I see there's quite a few people watching. Let's pop on and say hi. So here we have Sandra. Hello.
Hi, Sandy.
Byron.
Hi, Byron.
I'm going to run through quick. So here, Olga.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Amy. All of our friends are here.
Yes, the usual suspects.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone, for watching us today. Oh, here's the troublemaker. And we're going to, I have, like, footage. Did you want to start with yours? Yeah,
I'm going to be doing mine live, so I can just do that. And
because we have some pictures, so just to give them kind of an idea.
Yeah.
Han loaded some pictures. So here she made a sushi cookie, and she made her little kind of things in advance. And those she has most of her templates on her blog, but just to show you kind of what you can do. So here she made these little panda heads, and then she popped them on her cookie. And then you added a picture here. This is a beautiful one. So you made your bees.
Yes, so those are done ahead of time on parchment paper or wax paper, and then once they're dry, you just put them on the cookie.
And even better too, did you paint them before?
Before, yes.
So that's the great thing, because it's tricky to not get the gold where you don't want the gold. So this you can kind of swap it on.
Yep.
And you know, not worry about it not being within the perimeters. And then this is kind of what you're doing today, kind of ish.
Yeah, so that the round piece in the middle of that cookie where the rose is, that's a royal icing transfer.
So so the great thing about a royal icing transfer is first that you can make it in advance. And hello, Han.
Hey, you did it. Yes.
Oh my God.
You can make it in advance, and the other great thing about a royal icing transfer is that you can discard the ugly ones. Sometimes, especially for beginners, you know, you don't like some of the things you're doing. Well, this way you can really select your favorites and only use those on your cookies. You're kind of a nice cheat, you know? So, Amber, you want to do a couple, and then maybe people come in later, they can, Hannah's going to do some too, I think now. So do you want to start? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'll start.
So I'll put you, hold on a second. Is this the thing? So here, there's
That's
your,
hands.
Oh, those are hands. There's Amber's hands. They weren't in.
There we go. All right. So I'm starting out with an acrylic board. It's kind of hard to see because it's clear. And this is wrapped in wax paper. So you can use wax paper or parchment paper. Sometimes the parchment paper tends to wrinkle when you're putting flood consistency icing on there because it's very wet. So I'm going to use wax paper today, and it'll be a little bit less wrinkly. And I'm just making my own template. So I have a round cookie cutter. And I'm just going to trace this on a piece of paper.
So where'd you get that acrylic board?
Okay, so the acrylic board I got at like the local plate and mirror shop. So that, you know, they sell like custom cut acrylic pieces. So basically it's, I don't know, it's like it's a little bigger than a piece of paper. And the edges have been sanded, so it's like not sharp. It's nice and smooth. So yeah, just if you have a place around you, you can just call them up and ask them if they can make that for you. I don't know where else you would get something like that. Do you?
Well, explain though, please. Why?
Why do I use this?
Yeah.
Because you can move it, so you have it on your workspace. You can just get it out of the way when you're done for these to dry. It's super flat. It doesn't warp. So your transfers are going to be really flat. And you know, you can also use flip a baking sheet upside down and use the flat side of that. But I find that even my baking sheets tend to get a little bit warped over time.
Yeah.
So I just like to use this because it's super flat. You can move it. It's, you know.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay. So let's start with some, I'm going to make this up as I go along.
Spontaneity is great.
Yes. We'll use, let's see if this is going to start with white, I think. I'm going to do a little Christmas tree royal icing transfer. So I have, this is flood consistency icing, and I use 15 to 20 second count icing. So that means that if you take a scoop of your icing and drop it back into the bowl, it should take between 15 to 20 seconds to be completely smooth. And this is great. Yes, you could use one of those, like a little plastic cutting board. That's a really good idea. So thank you, Judy. It's a little hard. I'm gonna go with the blue. I'm gonna just get a little crazy.
The white is a little bit hard to see, I have to say. That's popping a bit more with the camera.
So I'm just using a tipless decorating bag, which is just like a very thin plastic, so that when I cut it, it's gonna be round. If you try to use like one of those thicker decorating bags, tipless, your hole is gonna be flat because the seam kind of crushes it. So I'll just cut a little bit off there. And I'll just fill this in. And I'm not going to worry about making a perfect circle right now because I'm going to fix that with the scribe tool in a second. So I'm just using the scribe tool to bring this to the edge, make it nice and round. And then I'll use the green. I'm going to just cut a very tiny hole.
Are those bags that you like on the Global Belly site, or are they just on Amazon?
Well, these are in the Global Belly store. And so is the scribe tool. So I'll just make a little tree. And again, I'll use the scribe tool to fix this too.
So royal icing transfers are amazing because you don't have to bake cookies to practice your royal icing. You know, if you're wanting to kind of just get familiar with royal icing, right? You don't have to worry about like it's not a lot of prep. You're just basically making the icing.
That's right. Yes. So it's, yeah, very low risk activity. So when you mess it up, you just eat it or give it away or throw it out. So I'm just using the scribe tool to kind of shape this.
So April's asking if you're piping on the paper. So no.
Oh yeah, so I slid that template underneath the wax paper. So I'm piping on wax paper.
Your icing recipe is in the groups, eh? It's on Patreon.
Yep. So it's on Patreon. It's also in my the Facebook subscriber group, supporter group. It's called SweetAmbs Members Only. So if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see that. You can also go to my Patreon. Let me see if I can. Better. That looks better, I think. Okay. Just a little break. So I'm going to just add some little decorations to this tree. So I'm going to make red flood consistency icing. So we'll just pipe a few little dots.
Sandra's asking if the board should be clear. I don't think the transparency is what you're looking for. You're looking for the rigid, like the fact that it's very rigid, right? That's right.
Yes, the board does not have to be clear. So that's why I think it was Judy before that asked if you could use like a plastic cutting board. So that's also a good tool. Get a little bit closer.
Oh, that's it. That's good. Yeah, we can see it better.
So yeah, there's your little Christmas tree. So then once that's dry, and Nikki has a good question. What is a royal icing transfer? So basically once this dries, you peel it off the paper and then you transfer it to your cookies. So that's why we call it a royal icing transfer. So you can make these ahead of time, like months basically, right? Like they don't really go bad. So you can make them all, you could start on your Christmas cookies this weekend. So this would have to dry overnight. So I would put this in front of a fan to help it dry as quickly as possible. And then tomorrow you just take the paper off of the board and then gently peel the paper away from the transfer.
And something like that, Christmassy, you could put a little bit of pearl on it. The great thing is that's it. It's easy to paint when it's alone like that, right?
Yeah. So that's, yeah.
So I just want to re-mention for those of you that are just arriving, if you're wondering what you can rewatch the beginning if you've missed, the beginning of the video. The videos are saved on both YouTube and Facebook in the live stream playlist, and you can rewatch them at your own pace when it's convenient. Han, are you ready to go?
I'm as ready, but I think there is something wrong with my phone because you can't see my hand.
So let's just quickly, then I'll just show some different options. So I want to show these guys to you. So this here is a bit different than what Amber did. These are actually little fondant pieces. So I'm using my mini cookie cutters. I love my mini cookie cutters, but let's be honest, they're a little tricky to use as actual cookies. So I always cave at the store and buy them. Then I get home, I'm like, oh my God, these things are so small, but they make really great little pre-made decorations. If you've been to Michael's, these cost a fortune. So I cut the white fondant, and then here I have my little video to show you guys. So here they are getting made. So you can find little silicone molds that are cookie sized. So you want to select molds that are the proper size for a cookie, which is completely different than cake molds. And so I like to use white fondant when I'm making all these things. And then I airbrush after they're made and dry. I find that when you add the food gel to your fondant and then you're rolling it or shaping it in your silicone mold, it does get sticky. And the other thing that happens is you're inevitably left with a clump that you don't need. This way, everything is white. You can make hundreds of them and color them according to your order. So you can have them sitting there, and let's say you don't know if you've got, a boy birth announcement or a girl birth announcement to make. Well, you just leave them there in white. And so now I'm using my mini gift cookie cutter, and I'm cutting the little fondant pieces. I like satin ice to make these. I find that it's the fondant that dries the best. And then I just airbrush them. When you airbrush, it's really not a lot of moisture you're adding to the fondant, so it doesn't get sticky. And then once that's done, so this is the reindeer version, and I'm basically going to be decorating them like little cookies with royal icing. And then I'll be able to leave them on a shelf and use them on cupcakes or whatever. So here you'll see me quickly just adding the nose. And really it's like a cookie. I'm adding a little pearl for the nose. And you can, again, same thing as the royal icing transfer, get rid of the ugly ones and only save the ones, so you can use them on cupcakes. The thing about this particular version, as opposed to having just royal icing, you don't have to worry about the butter being absorbed, since that fondant is creating a barrier to the royal icing, because royal icing can get a little bit splotchy when it absorbs fat. So if it's resting on butter, it can get like these little kind of butter stains, and this way it like protects it. And this is more what you'll see for sale in store. They always kind of have like a flat layer in the back. And then this is a robin. And this one here it's again in like a light colored icing and painted. So you don't necessarily have to be working in colored icing. You can kind of do your base icing and then come in once it's dry and paint it. So now I did the wing and the beak, and you can see the actual cookie decoration, what it's going to look like behind it. So I'm shaping my little pre-made decoration so that it's going to be sized perfectly to go onto that cookie once I've got my little decoration ready to go. So then here you can see I can quickly airbrush it. I like to use the airbrush because, again, it's not a lot of moisture. I find I can control my colors a little bit better. I don't have a great, not that great with the watercolor. I find that my stuff doesn't look as good. And so I'm able to lightly dust the robin in the front with the red, and then I come in with brown, and then I added a bit of darkness with the black on the back of it. And then you'll see me here, I'll show you using it on the actual cookie. So I'm peeling it, and you can see it here. I'm just flipping it over, peeling it, the parchment paper off, and you can see it's a little bit bumpy in the back, but that's not going to be. Just add more royal icing to secure it to the actual cookie. And then my seam between the royal icing transfer and the branch, there was a little bit of a gap, so I added snow to hide that gap. But you can see how very quickly you get to pick the ones that you find turned out. And here you can see the completed cookie. Where's my video gonna? Here, let me take away this picture. You can see the completed cookie with the snow. So cool. I added little, so you can kind of see what you could do with it. So here, let's see our questions. I'm gonna go up a little bit.
Sorry, I'm having issues with my phone.
That's fine.
Okay. It says it's not connected. So I prepared something for you guys, but I can't show you what.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, Justin, and everybody else that's getting ready for this big holiday coming up. Thank you, Jenny. Thanks, Dawn. Annie did yes for butterflies. Is the picture there, Han? Did you add that picture?
I did not add the picture. I have them here. Oh yeah, I have them here. Hold on.
So the fondant gets hard. I don't recall Play-Doh from one of my kids back in the day. But when you break it, it doesn't snap like a cracker. It does kind of more bendish. But when you add the royal icing, well, there they are. Here.
Oh.
So I can't participate. I did prepare something really cool, but I'm having some technical issues. So this actually survived journey from US to Spain.
International.
It's an international butterfly. So the reason I did the wings separately is that then you can shape them in a little tray that you can make out of cardstock, and you will pipe a body in the center, and then you will attach these and let it dry. So then next day when you peel it off, it will be shaped like this, and you can add it on your cupcakes, cakes. This is another design I did. This was airbrushed, but this was done with a stencil. So you see how quickly you can make a lot of these wings with stencil, and then you airbrush the center.
So the font, Joanne, you're saying for the fondant, it's not that's so hard. It's the royal icing on top that's quite hard. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that you're making, really, anything that you can see in your design that could be pre-made. Thank you. No, I don't. I buy satin ice. Han makes her own fondant. I find though that for this type of application, that the satin ice dries nice and hard. If you're going to keep it, did you ever draw your fondant, your homemade fondant?
Yeah, I have. The thing with marshmallow fondant, it doesn't. It dries, but it takes a while for it to dry. You can if you make it super dry, if you add more powdered sugar to it, then it dries faster. You can also use a little bit of Tylose, but what happens when you use Tylose, then it still tastes okay, but it speeds up the process of drying. But I would prefer for the decorations, like Marlene said, satin ice. It does really dry nicely, and the taste is wonderful as well.
Well, and the thing is now, Satin Ice is selling their products in very small quantities. So you don't have to buy a 5-kilo bucket. They sell it very small amounts and very like manageable quantities. So it is edible. It is edible. I don't know how tasty it is. It's just a big piece of sugar, but it's certainly edible and as delicious as a pre-made decoration that you would buy. Like those packages with 8 pre-made decoration aren't particularly yummy either. Technically edible, but it's not a Godiva chocolate.
Sure.
So Amber's back at it. She's making a wreath this time.
Yeah, I'm just doing like improvised decorating now. I've never done this design before. So why don't I just do it again so you can see what I did. So I'll just fill in my circle with the white flood consistency icing. So now I'm just going to do kind of like a rough shape of a wreath here. Do a little zigzag circle with the green flood consistency icing. And then I'll use my scribe tool to kind of
sculpt it, really.
Yeah. Yeah, just shaping it.
So it's important for those of you that are new that the icing all be the same consistency. If you come in and add runnier green than her white there, you're going to get potholes.
Yes. Yeah, if it's too low, it'll sink down and create all those little craters. And then we'll add some little lights. So again, this is flood consistency. And then let's see if I can do a bow at the bottom. It would also be neat if you do your bow like on the side and then let that dry and then you can put it on top.
Absolutely, that'd be cute.
Do the wet on wet version, see if it works.
For a little bit of relief too, you could add like actual little sprinkles or something, right? They're just a little trickier to position, but they would add like a little bit more, like if you wanted to have a bit of dimension.
Yep. And I saw somebody earlier said that you can use this technique to make the little light bulbs that you would put, like basically making your own sprinkles. So you don't need a template for this. Let's see. You can just kind of make some teardrop shapes with your flood consistency. Whoops. Just use a little scribe tool, fix that. And then
here's a question for you, Amber. Do you need the white base, or could you just make that wreath? Would it be too fragile?
Yeah, you could do just the wreath, but for that I would probably use a thicker consistency because it's going to be hard to get that to hold its shape if it's not in the white base. So I would use probably medium consistency and just kind of like layer all the little needles. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's it. You can let the icing dry and then come back and build, like, to give it a little bit more like body or thickness.
Yeah, right.
To answer your question, Sandra, yes, everything is recorded. You can rewatch this, and several of our other lives are still there, so you can rewatch.
So then once these are dry, you can just, they're so small, so I'd probably just use the scribe tool to kind of like lift them up and then kind of put them in a little pile. But yeah, those, just make your own sprinkles with these.
Well, we have someone watching from Zimbabwe.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
And so you're asking about the color to secure. You want to probably use a white or something just so that you don't have bleeding from that kind of glue icing. So you don't want to use a dark color like a red or a black. It will leach into your little bird. So you use something kind of safer. Even like yellow would be fine, but don't use like a red or a black or a dark color. Colors that are prone to bleeding: purple, orange, red, black. These are not ideal gluing colors. Oh, here's an interesting question.
So
rare.
I know. Well, it's there's a few things you can do to prevent it. You have to make sure that your icing is not overmixed. So when you're first making your icing, you want to make sure that you're not whipping it up and incorporating too much air, because all those little air bubbles gives the color kind of like a path to bleed. You also want to make sure that your flood icing isn't too thin. So it has to be at least 15-second counts. Better if it's a little bit thicker for preventing color bleed. And also when you're making dark colors, like I have this red here, you want to just use as little color as possible. So start a few hours ahead of time to let the color darken on its own instead of just adding like a whole bottle of food coloring all at once, because over time it will get darker. So like when you're making black, just make dark gray, and then eventually it'll be, it will look black when you're ready to use it. Any other tips?
The big one, I think, is really not over adding like too much color. Like everybody's anxious to get that super red and that super deep black, and they squirt a big blob of the color in there, and that's probably where most of your problem is stemming from. More color the day before, let it kind of let it cure and like mature overnight, and chances are it will be the good color the next day. So that's, I think that's kind of a common mistake, is adding just too much food color. Adding cocoa powder. Can you do that, eh?
Yes, I do. I add 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of white royal icing. I wouldn't add too much more than that because it can affect how icing dries.
Okay, yes.
But it does taste delicious.
Well, that's it. That could be a factor, though, in a not a good way. Like, not everything goes with the chocolate, so you want to think about your cookie base. Maybe that's not going to, that might be a factor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, hold on. And somebody was asking about my airbrush. I have my tools listed in an album on Facebook. If you go on my Facebook page, there's a a kind of tools album, and that airbrush is there. My airbrush unit that I like. Here, Sandra's experienced it. She made her red, and then the next day it was much darker. Hello, Petra.
Hello.
So, Amber, how do you store yours once you've got them made?
So if I'm just putting them like in the cabinet, you know, if they're not going anywhere, I'll just throw them in a tub. They're not super fragile, really, like when you're making them like this. So they don't need any type of like cushioning in between. So yeah, I'll just put them in like a airtight container and into the cabinet until I'm ready to use them.
Here, at what point is overweight?
5 minutes and under is good. Like I do between 3 and 5 minutes. And also you want to make sure you're using your paddle attachment and not your whisk on your stand mixer. On low, I do like speed 2. So no, you know, you don't want to go higher than 2 or 3.
I don't like lemon with cocoa myself.
Oh, you don't? Oh, I like it very much. Actually, you have to try chocolate ice cream and lemon ice cream. It's fabulous.
Yeah. What about you, Amber? Are you a fan of lemon and chocolate?
I don't know that I've ever even had it, but it doesn't sound like I'd want to try that.
Well, you need to broaden your horizons.
All right.
I know it sounds a bit like okay, but it is actually pretty tasty. Yeah, it is. It's the only ice cream my dad would eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lemon and chocolate. Yep.
Wow.
Oh my God. That must be a cultural thing because
okay.
Nikki here is saying you made your red on wet roses, Amber, and they were harder than you make it look. So.
Well, since you brought it up, let's do it.
You're gonna do one for them.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Did you order it, Jeremy? Order it. I'm telling you. Once you've
At the cocoa, okay, yes. Well, what's your favorite brand?
The berry chocolate, the berry cocoa.
Berry.
Someone's asking about a hand mixer versus a KitchenAid. I think the mixing time changes. I think it's pretty much the same.
Well, the hand mixer has, you know, it's
more power,
more air.
Well, I that's what I have to use now because I don't have a handheld, and the hand mixer comes only with 2 beaters. You don't have a paddle, so the beater, you have the kneading for the yeast, and then the regular, wire beater, and it's so powerful. I am always afraid that I'm beating too much air to it. Even at speed 1, it's very powerful. If I can figure out my phone situation, and I will be showing that on Friday. In live, if we can, for some reason, it's not connecting anymore. So
very nice, Amber.
Thanks.
So you could even add a couple of leaves there underneath too.
Oh yeah, here they come.
So roses would even work. Like, I mean, some Christmas designs, depending on the style of your Christmas. Like, I mean, there's so many different, right? Everybody has their kind of own Christmas style.
This would be nice for Christmas, I think.
Imagine a Christmas tree full of those. That'd be beautiful.
Oh, that would be nice.
It's missing something though. I'm missing gold.
Well, she would put that on the Christmas.
Gold goes on afterwards.
I'm just kidding.
So there's our wet on wet rose.
Here, she's
beautiful.
She's confirming that you do make it look.
She does make it look easy. Even polka dots are difficult, and she makes it look like it's nothing.
Someone asking for a vegetarian royal icing.
Well, vegetarian, it's like vegan, right?
Yes, vegetarian royal icing would be vegan. Yes.
Vegan. Well, you can buy already you can buy mixes. They're already ready, and you can just add liquid. But
Kenya, I think availability might be an issue there. I think your chickpea solution.
I use chickpeas, or you can chickpeas. That's a solution for vegan royal icing, or you can use glaze instead of royal icing if that's an option.
But on your blog, you have the detailed recipe.
Yes, I do have a detailed recipe for vegan royal icing.
I think they can just search it, on Hanielas.com?
Yes. If you go on Hanielas.com, you can then type in vegan royal icing or eggless royal icing. And you will find it there.
I've used it. I used it for a class once. Good recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Well, since I can't really demonstrate what I'm doing, so I'm just going to show it.
Yeah.
But what I was going to do, I was going to do these bows.
Oh, those are so cute.
And I wanted to show the layering because these are done in 3 steps. So first you make the knot, then you make the middle bow, and then you make the center, not the center, the sides, and then you press it in. And the other one was these miniature. These are about the size of even maybe half of your fingernail.
So could you on if you do a holiday manicure?
Well, you could. Well, not on mine, on Amber's. Yeah, you could.
And it's handy if you bite your nails, right?
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna show you, and I do have a template on the blog. So this is the template for the bows, and then this was the template for the holly leaves.
Oh.
So you have the angles there. So you guys, if you haven't done it before.
So when they go on the blog, are they going to find them? They just type bow or type
templates. They can type templates. I think that's how it should come up. Let me double check.
I actually added this here. This is on my public Facebook group. And there's an album there, and it's called Templates. I did add this template for you guys, and I also put it in the community section on YouTube. If you look there in the community tab, you'll find that. If you want, you can right-click and save it if you want to practice making little birds. And you can use
chalk templates. Putting the link in the comments.
Oh, okay, good. So you can, if you don't have an airbrush to paint them, you can use petal dust. You can use edible chalk. You can use watercolor.
Oh, yeah, I have recently came across these. These are actually Wilton. Have you used one of you? Have you used this? Is a premixed like a metallic paint.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
It actually tastes very good.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, they come in five colors. I'm sorry?
I said you were eating just a tub of paint?
I was, yes, eating it. Unfortunately, this one I spilled yesterday on my work surface, and I was so mad. It does smell very nice. I can't quite...
I still don't understand when you tasted it. So you spilled it on the counter and then...
I did not lick it, no. I had it on a cookie. I was... Oh, come on. I'm having a horrible time connecting my phone, and you're still having to, like, bring her down. All right, no. So I was using this on cookies, and I tasted the cookie. I had to taste it. You understand that, right? So it was really good. Like, it tasted like it had a nice flavor to it.
Here's Christine likes royal icing.
Hey, Christine, I remember you from commenting on YouTube. Thank you.
So someone's asking about, Trish is asking about sanding sugar.
Do you have to buy? Okay. Haniela sanding sugar video. What video is that? Sanding sugar video. I
don't know. Maybe.
Okay, if you're trying to color sanding sugar, like if you don't have sanding sugar and granulated sugar are two different things. Sanding sugar has larger granules, meaning that when you apply it on cookies, it will reflect light and it just sparkles nicer and it doesn't get dissolved in royal icing. Sometimes regular granulated sugar, because icing has water, what can happen, it can start dissolving and you will not have the same effect. However, if you don't have sanding sugar, you can use granulated sugar in some cases, and you can color it with food colors to make your own. It won't be the same as sanding sugar, so you have to look for that particular name, sanding sugar. And then sanding sugar also comes in different grades. You can get coarse, which is like a really, you can really tell the granules. And then fine sanding sugar, it's more finer, but it's larger than granulated sugar. Did I say that right?
Oh, I just want to add, it's really one of the least expensive things that you're going to buy. I mean, it's.
And, I wonder if I have any.
Very affordable. You can get it at a bulk store.
And yeah,
very nice.
If I had to choose one sanding sugar, it would be white. Like white sanding sugar, it's fantastic. Like you can, yeah, it's great for snow. It's great, it takes on any color. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good tip.
Yeah, I do that as well. I also use Mars. Well, it's not Mars, but she showed it to me. The funnel tray.
Yeah, I love that.
Funnel tray, but I also use the greetings for, hey, hello. Not so far from here. I always love how the real icing decorations look on cookies.
Well, I find that the royal icing is very plain. So I like to put flavors in my like strong flavors in the cookie. I mean, the royal icing is very sweet too, so there's that issue. But the cookie flavors that I use, I have cardamom, orange, and vanilla. So it's really strong, and that way, the royal icing, it's just kind of, I feel like the royal icing doesn't really taste like anything but sugar. So that's why I use those strong flavors in the cookie to kind of balance that.
Yeah, Amber's recipe, your most kind of well known that is that orange cardamom recipe.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're using real orange zest, I think, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
delicious.
That recipe is in your paid group and in it's not on your blog, I don't think.
No.
All right. So the templates can be found. We just talked about it. If you watched our live, I have a template on a blog. I just posted a link. It's a bow template. Amber's template is pretty simple. It's a circle.
Yeah, mine you can just make this one with a cookie cutter.
And Marlene's template is you said on YouTube in your community group?
I put it both. I put it on YouTube. There's like a community tab, and then I put it on Facebook. There's an album for templates there, so I put it there. I have it both. Yes. Oh, he spotted your mixers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
That's all of them. I have a hand mixer too that I use sometimes, but the little white one, that was my mom's. She didn't want it, so I took it. And
of course,
Mom. And the other one I got used from someone who wasn't really baking that much anymore. So yeah, you can find them refurbished or check out the Facebook Marketplace if you're looking for one. So neither one of these I bought new.
Well, they're like one of the few things I think that still last. Everything doesn't last.
Oh, yeah.
It's broken and no.
Somebody's using it. Jeremy says, "What is this about? Did I miss something?"
Well,
for the sprinkles.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as a bead tray, the pill container. It's the pharmacists, when they count pills to make the prescription, they're using a very similar looking tray. I have my tray here. So it's basically here. She's got her penguin. So you see it has a funnel. So when you put your cookie in, you work, and then you can just pour your leftover sprinkles or whatever back into the bottle. Some of the bottles have a very small opening, so this comes in very handy.
It works really well.
So yeah, it's very similar to the pill counter. That is correct. Here, let's put Amber's rose in the rose in between the thorns.
Do any of you use a commercial mixer? Well, I had a commercial mixer and I don't have any now. Right?
No, I just
Do you?
Oh, I used to have a big, like I don't even know what size it was, but it was like big giant one that I would make like maybe 8 batches of dough at once. That was back when I was selling cookies, so I don't do that anymore. But that one I got on Craigslist.
Oh, that's another well, sift through the crazies. That's a good place.
Yeah.
I'm looking for good sources for sprinkles. Oh boy.
Sprinkles.
Well, it depends on for the uses, right? Like, do you like what is the use for the sprinkles?
Oh,
Is it for the if it's for the cookies?
You mean like where to get the sprinkles or how to use the sprinkles?
Well, no, where to get sprinkles, but I mean, it also depends where do you want to use them, because a lot of the decorative sprinkles are not necessarily good to eat. So if you put them on a cookie, then you have to literally get rid of those first. I mean,
but some of them, like, so if you go on like the different sprinkle websites like Fancy Sprinkles or Sprinkle Pop, or yes, there's a few others.
I'm just gonna put them Fancy Sprinkles.
Okay.
What's that website? Sprinkle
Pop.
Sprinkle Pop. Honestly, Bilton has incredible amount of sprinkles. Like they come up with seasonal sprinkles every year. You can look in even like really cheap Walmart, Target. What's the Michaels? They have a really nice assortment of sprinkles around the holidays and throughout the year as well.
Yes.
And then you have the fancy sprinkles. Don't they make they can make your own custom mix, right?
Yeah.
And there are other sprinkles on Etsy. A lot of you can just look on Etsy and in local stores.
And they'll say when you buy them, like whether or not they're actually edible or just for decoration only. Like the Wilton ones are always going to be edible. But some of the other like kind of gourmet sprinkle websites, they don't always, they put like the very shiny ones in there or the ones that have like a little.
For cookies. She meant sprinkles for cookies.
Oh, okay. So probably just go with like Wilton.
Yeah. And also, Neon Yolk. That's the one I was thinking. Neon Yolk.
What's it?
Good one. Neon Yolk.
Oh, Neon Yolk. Yes, they
make really nice sprinkles.
For my cookie kit last year. Those are great. Yeah, and those are edible. I mean, they do have the edible options on the website.
Thank you, Michelle.
I don't understand that. I think I must have missed the candy episode.
Well, we all know that Miss
I like gummies or
Marlene is an avid I don't know what to say.
And then I use
just loves candy. She loves candy. She loves to put candy on cookies. She just is she.
Well, they go hand in hand. It's a especially on kid designs, you know.
Mm-hmm. So
somebody's asking about your tool, Amber. What is it called?
Oh, this is a scribe tool.
Yeah.
So this is on my the store, the Global Belly store. So you can get those there. And if you don't have this, you can also use a toothpick or a wooden skewer.
They are very sharp, so be careful when you first use them. And really, you can, Marlon loves okay, I'm just gonna. Amy loves cookies. Amy loves candy on cookies as well. Yeah, I think it was you who inspired me to put years ago. I put the stones, chocolate candies that look like
Yes.
little stars. So I put that on cookies. That was like for Valentine's Day. I think it said you are my rock or something, and I put the rock there.
Cute.
Here, Lisa's asking to repeat to mix. Is it a paddle instead of the whisk?
Yes. So use the paddle and not the whisk, because the paddle won't incorporate as much air as the whisk would. And no higher than speed 3. I use speed 2 for 3 to 5 minutes. What else? Requests?
Would you think that the lights are dry now?
The light?
Oh,
I don't know. You didn't do them that long ago. They're right.
Oh, look, yeah. It's dry enough that it will come off.
Oh yeah, that's so cute. And then how do you, like, what I do, I kind of like use a little bit of icing on the tip of the tool, and then boom, 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 you can move them.
Yes. So I would dip.
Those are so cute.
If you have like give yourself a little pile of icing, and then you dip your tool into the icing.
Yep. Pick it up. That would be really nice for the Christmas house, like a gingerbread house. Jeremy, I make small batches by hand because I hate myself, I guess.
That's it. That's it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, people didn't always have mixers and fancy tools, so they did use their hands and, Yeah. My Christmas tree theme is penguin this year.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Nice.
Do you do a Christmas tree theme in your house?
I don't do a theme. I have my favorite thing is just putting like all the ornaments that I own, because I have ornaments from when I was a kid, and I just love like taking them out of the box and see, it's just fun. Like, so I don't go with the theme. I just it's just like everything.
Although it's a tree of memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, our house is the same, and the kids actually look forward to seeing them every year. Like, it's a reminder, right? When you're going through the bin and old cutters.
Yeah, I love that.
Like, we'll pick one up when we're on a holiday or things.
Oh yeah, we always do that on vacation. Because for some reason, vacation towns have Christmas stores. Usually when
Mar would tell you, right? Remember?
Yes,
but like how many 4 hours in that story was ever ending. Never ending.
You're like that. Like, so then if you buy something kitschy, Christmas, it passes, you don't necessarily really, do you want to have like a sculpture of, I don't know what, the Leaning Tower of Pisa on your coffee table? It's a bit weird, So it's.
But remember the store I'm talking about? Remember the store?
Of course, it was
how it was like all these sections, and you had like so many different themes. Sandra, the flavor is really nice, I have to say. It will surprise you. I personally really like it.
Here, I just
vanilla, almond, and lemon. Oops, sorry.
Annette, you want to pick a size, the round, based on the cutter you want to put them on. So she's making them this size, but if you're going to put them on I don't know what cookie you want to put them on, that's what you have to factor. So factor the cookie that they're going on to determine the size they need to be.
And this one's probably about 1.5 inches, I would say. So I would when I make these, I do them on like a 3-inch cookie.
Yeah.
So I'll do like another decoration around on the cookie itself, and then just pop this in the middle.
Here, where are they again to show them? Here they are.
Something like that. So that the middle part there, the rose, is the transfer, and then I just decorated the cookie and then put the transfer on top.
So they don't look like an afterthought. They look like they're part of the design.
Yeah, so if you're doing that, you do want to use the same colors, like.
Yeah, keep it all.
Right. Try not to do it where you have to remake your colors the next day when you're doing the cookie, because then it will be a little bit different. Tara,
this is a good question.
That's what I'm doing.
So do you prefer wax paper, parchment, or acetate?
I like wax paper because it doesn't wrinkle as much as parchment.
Yeah, I have the same experience. I also like acetate though. Like for the transfers, there being the application dry on dry, I prefer acetate because the surface, the backing is super smooth and really leveled. Because acetate is not gonna, wrinkle.
But do you have trouble getting them off of the acetate?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't really, but I do prefer, like, if I can help it, I will, I will use an acetate, but generally I use wax paper. Because it just parchment, I have a trouble if parchment is coated, and I feel like it's flying off the parchment. Then I have a sometimes there was like, oh, you accidentally like move it and then it flies off. Oh, this is nice. It's like a little star.
Yeah, Tara requested a star.
Oh, are we taking requests?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Polar bear?
No.
No? Oh, okay, that was. That's a coffee flower. Oh.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I have never had coffee flower. I've seen it here. I've seen it here, but I haven't. How does it taste? Does it taste good? Coffee flower. Have you used coffee flower?
Me, no, but I mean, I think that you just use instant coffee, like, in your.
No. This was coffee flour. There is a coffee flour. Like instead of all-purpose like wheat flour, you have coffee flour.
Oh, I've never heard.
But I have never used it.
Where would you get that?
Well, here they have it in a store. I saw it. It's like a thing, but I have not purchased it yet.
Well, Zoe was doing a live stream this morning, and she was using or showed flavored powdered sugar.
Flavored powdered sugar.
Flavored powdered sugar.
You know what? I have a bag of key lime flavored powdered sugar, that I've never used.
Well, couldn't you make it with pulverized freezer dry fruit? Like, but it would then get colored as well. So I don't know. Like strawberry powdered sugar. Oh, that's can you make poinsettia? Yes, we can make point. Yes.
Let me try it.
She can do anything.
My life, but I'm gonna try it.
So no polar bear? Okay.
Sorry, I wouldn't even know where to start.
No, just a cute little blue or white background with All
right, okay.
Oh, no, I mean blue background with white.
Yeah.
Flavored sugars are awesome. Yeah, I've never had that.
Let's see if I remember what a poinsettia looks like.
It's five petals.
Okay. So
I think, yes, it's 5 petals. Okay, so we do have this question is coming up. So sorry, and I can't always find flat food safe acetate sheets on Amazon, only the short spools for the cake pans. Any ideas? You can try, you can actually use what are they called? Sheet protectors.
Yeah, if you look for stencil plastic, you'll find like flat. They don't sell it in a roll.
I did research about that, and it's pretty food safe. So it's not, unless it's, I don't know, coming out of, well, everything is coming out of China, right? But yeah, what I researched, it was fine to use. You can also use, if you use frosting sheets, usually they come, or even any kind of transfer sheet, chocolate transfer sheets, they come on a backing material, and that's an acetate sheet. So if you use that, you can save it and use it for your, project.
Let's see.
So Amber, Jeremy is asking, when you do wet on wet with the needle tool, it seems you're barely scratching the surface.
That's right. Yeah. So I keep it really close to the surface because if you put it in too deep, it's going to make the color just sink in to the white icing. So I keep it really close to the surface. All right. Does this look something like
You could do your little yellow, your yellow that you have made. You could do, yeah.
Like little dots.
Yeah, I think that'll kind of help it to look a little bit more.
Okay.
That's good. No, it's nice.
Yeah, all right. So you get the idea, right? I think
beautiful.
It would be better if I had a picture of one in front of me.
It's beautiful. What are you talking about?
It's all right. It's fine. All right. Over there.
So guys,
very cute. It looks pretty.
We've hit our hour.
That went really
We've hit the hour.
So let's do a little quick recap as we wrap. You can rewatch the live stream is saved. If you want to rewatch it, you just have to look in the live stream playlist. They're all there. We've been doing it for several weeks. If you want to catch up or watch some other topics, we discuss different things every Tuesday and Friday. So let's look at what's coming up on Friday, this Friday, the 27th.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping I'm gonna figure out this technical issue so I can show you guys how to prepare royal icing for the gingerbread house.
So she's going to walk you through the prep kits here. So if you order a kit and you want to decorate along with Amber and Han, she's going to kind of help you prepare so that you're ready for the first with Amber or the fourth with Han. And they're going to recreate their design. So Amber's design is this one for the first, and then Han's going to be working on this on the fourth. And you can join in and, you know, kind of have a little bit of a decorating party with Amber or Han. And then we've got some, like, if we want to look a little bit into December, a little bit, we're going to be looking at, these are our topics on the Tuesday cookie swap. I don't really remember what we had planned for that, but
cookie swap. Cookie swap. We had
that was with the
one cookie recipe. Remember?
Yes, and then decorating on a budget. We're going to MacGyver decorate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So MacGyver decorate. If you don't know who MacGyver is, he used to save himself with a paper clip and so we're basically going to show you decorating with basically very little to no actual cookie gear. And then these cookie gifts, not really gifts for you cookiers, but to make homemade gifts for your friends and family. And then the 2020 wrap is basically we're going to do maybe something, you know, live decorating, but maybe something kind of like for, you know, New Year or something. And then the 22nd was projects for you to do with your kids to keep you, you know, keep them entertained as you're going crazy.
Oh, yay! See? So cute. Debbie, I haven't done mini pine cones on a toothpick, but I've done them on flower nail, and tutorial is on my blog. It's under my it's a gingerbread birdhouse that I did a couple years ago. They were super tiny, maybe like a half of a fingernail. Like they were super tiny, and I just used the 101 petal tip, and it worked really well.
Where's the question here, Amber?
Oh yeah, so I always have a damp paper towel with me when I'm doing this with the scribe tool, because if you're doing, like, especially with this one, you don't want to get any of the red icing in the white. So every time I put it in to the icing, I wipe it with the damp paper towel and then go back in.
All right, so we have
That's it. Oh, in royal icing. I don't have a printer to actually demo that, but there's a ton of videos online for that. Did you ever use it, Amber, the printed sheets?
Yeah, I would order the sheets online. So you can like order custom printed sheets, and then I would just if you put them on wet royal icing, I think they wrinkle, the ones that I was using anyway.
Yeah.
So I found it
curl up.
Right? Yeah. So I would just kind of layer the back with like a little bit of I think I was just using corn syrup.
Piping gel?
Glue. It was probably piping gel, yeah. And then put it on the dry.
So you let the icing dry first, and then you would put it up, put it on.
Okay, so what I was doing a little. I think we've gotten everything. So if you want to learn more about cookie decorating, I have a little cookie school group. So this is some of the Christmas content that's there. So lots of projects to work on. So that's both on Facebook and on Patreon. And if you go on the Global Belly store, Amber and Han have several different cookie kits there. Oh, and Han is giving a class.
Oh yes, the class on this cute polar bear, and it's available. You can purchase or register for the class through theglobalbelly.com, and it's happening on December 12th. And I hope you guys will join me there. So I have
Amber, you have any classes scheduled? No, eh?
Classes? No, I've got 2 private ones coming up over the next couple weeks, so I haven't really scheduled any others, just because it's, it's a lot to handle.
Yeah.
So I might do one before Christmas.
Well, their chance to decorate with you is on the 1st and with Han on the 4th. So you guys want to decorate with them, that's your opportunity. And Han added all the links there. Everything's in the description box to where to find stuff. And thanks everybody for joining us.
Thanks everyone.
So we'll see you on Friday. Han's going to be getting you ready. So even if it's a good live to kind of get ready in the gingerbread house this Christmas, a fun family project. So we'll see you on Friday. Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right, everyone. See you next time.